The most anticipated extraction shooter of the year is here. Launching at over 264,000 concurrent players on Steam at its peak, it's safe to say Arc Raiders is the oh-so-rare online multiplayer shooter that launches with little to no technical issues. But if you've been sleeping on the hype, you're in luck. We've compiled a handy little cheat sheet to let you know why this post-apocalyptic robot survival game has suddenly become the title everyone is talking about, including some choice user reviews that summarize what exactly makes Arc Raiders so special even for solo players in a multiplayer world. In fact, let's start with this review from Daka, who gives us a brief glimpse into the unforgiving and often chaotic world of Arc Raiders, which allows other players to decide to help or hinder their fellow humans. Quote, "Went into raid solo called the Extraction Lift. Some dude runs up, I shout, 'Don't shoot, let's extract together.' He shoots me instantly, of course. Then another random guy shows up, I scream, 'Kill that bastard!' He actually does it. Loots the traitor, helps me extract, and we both ride to the lift like brothers in arms. Betrayal, revenge, teamwork, all in 1 minute. Absolute masterpiece." End quote. That right there is an experience you can only really have online, but you might be wondering how exactly is this game supposed to work in the best of circumstances? Well, your player is one of the Arc Raiders, exploring a section of smaller open worlds where robots freely wander ready to stop organic life, including yourself. Which means sometimes you won't make it back with your hard-earned loot, creating some incentive to work together. But as Sammy Bun explained in their review, quote, "I kinda hated extraction shooters until I played this, but I think I get it now. Even when stuff goes wrong, it still feels good to play and like I'm getting somewhere, or at the very least something really crazy happens. I played about 30 hours of the beta and was hooked. I played for 8 hours straight on launch. Game is exactly what they promised and feels so polished. The aesthetic is amazing, audio design is crazy, every sound feels so good to hear, whether it's the way shields pop or the sound of someone looting 3 floors above you. The only game I can compare is Hunt Showdown with the cracking twigs and the birds. Worth mentioning that's a full release for 50% price of a AAA, but with more polish and content than half the stuff I played recently." End quote. And right you are, Sammy Bun. Arc is launched at $40, putting it well below the suggested price of new major titles. It's also an Unreal Engine 5 game that appears to be running well, if not near optimal on its very first day. No doubt partially thanks to the popular betas and server stress tests. But let's be fair and look at a negative review by the Lord of Wolves based purely on the game design. Quote, "Game is goodish, it's actually almost greatish. However, the PvP part is indistinguishable from Battle Royale, which ruins the fun. I might play it more if they add a PvE only mode. Also, it's only a matter of time till hackers will ruin it. Pity, great potential and could be fun. I recommend this game if you like Battle Royale games, otherwise stay away as currently it's a waste of time. You enter a round which lasts 5 minutes, then you lose everything to someone who is better at player versus player than you." End quote. Sounds like they're playing the same game but walking away with much less positive impressions due to their personal taste in games, which is fair enough given the deliberately risky style of campaign built into extraction shooters. But what do you say we flip it over to a fan of the genre, Vortak, who says, quote, "This game is a vibe. I'm a longtime fan of extraction shooters. I particularly like the Cycle Frontier, and although it had its issues, it had a lot going for it. A lot of the positives in Arc Raiders remind me of the Cycle, the primary one being the near instant loading into matches. I cannot emphasize how good it is to click play and be in a match within 30 seconds." End quote. Now, I don't know about you, but that last review certainly got my attention. Always online games sound fine in theory until you can't connect to a game. But according to Vortak, it sounds like Arc has been well optimized to integrate new players into already existing instances. But sadly, that hasn't met the high expectations of Setner. Quote, "No fishing. My disappointment is immeasurable." End quote. Here's hoping the rest of the game is enough for Setner. If not, Embark Studios, you know what you gotta do for one more positive score. But for a more in-depth look, what do you say we take a peek at our impression by Matt Karoglu, who shared much of the enthusiasm we've already seen today. Quote, "Arc Raiders ticks a lot of boxes that will make shooter fans happy, and it does so with the level of polish that one would expect from the studio behind the finals. Similar to the use of noise in the Hunt Showdown 1896, keenly aware players will often have an advantage by being able to get the drop on computer-controlled Arc or human PvP enemies by simply listening to what's happening around them. Arc Raiders is primarily designed to be fun, and that emphasis on playability immediately helps it stand out from other similarly minded extraction shooters. On top of it all, Embark has once again outdone itself in the art direction department with Arc Raiders' unique sci-fi setting and world, delivering a game that looks and sounds as good as it plays." End quote. For our full preview, head over to GameRant.com. Arc Raiders is currently available on the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S S and X, and PC for $40. Have you had a chance to play it? What would your review be? Chat back in the comments, keep clicking around here at GameRant.com, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks everybody!